Carney admits carbon tax was a failure, CBC fuels fear to save his struggling campaign. In the midst of a turbulent political landscape, Mark Carney, the new leader of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister of Canada, has sparked controversy by openly admitting that the consumer carbon tax has been largely ineffective. His candid acknowledgement that the tax has done little for the environment, while simultaneously inflating costs for Canadians, raises critical questions about the government's environmental strategies and economic policies. Carney stated that the carbon tax resulted in only a 6% reduction in emissions, a figure that many view as inadequate given the ambitious climate goals set by the government. This revelation has led to accusations that the carbon tax serves more as a financial burden than a genuine effort to address climate change. Critics argue that the tax has effectively taken money from Canadians without delivering the promised environmental benefits, exacerbating economic hardships at a time when many are already struggling with rising costs of living and inflation. As Carney grapples with the fallout from his admission, the political arena remains charged. Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party, is seizing the opportunity to position himself as a champion of everyday Canadians. He has proposed measures aimed at combating scams targeting seniors, an issue that resonates deeply with many voters amid rising crime and corruption. Poilievre's focus on protecting vulnerable citizens contrasts sharply with Carney's controversial policies, and his proactive stance is designed to appeal to a demographic that feels increasingly insecure in their day-to-day lives. In a startling development, tensions have erupted within the Carpenters Regional Council, which has endorsed Carney but faces backlash from members supporting Poilievre. This internal dissent highlights a growing rift among union members, reflecting broader concerns about leadership and direction within the Liberal Party. Many union members feel that Carney's policies do not align with their interests, particularly in an environment where job security and fair wages are paramount. Adding to the political turmoil, the situation surrounding Tom Clark, whose expenses as a consul have come under scrutiny, raises questions about accountability within the government. Allegations of questionable spending have surfaced, leading to calls for transparency and reform in how public funds are utilized. Meanwhile, the Trudeau Foundation is distancing itself from the Trudeau family amid a scandal involving a significant donation linked to China, resulting in the ousting of Alexander Trudeau. These events contribute to a climate of distrust that is palpable among the electorate, further complicating Carney's efforts to stabilize his campaign. In the face of these challenges, Carney's focus on homebuilding as a means of promoting sustainability has drawn skepticism from various quarters. Many view this initiative as a strategy to enrich himself while claiming to prioritize environmental concerns. Critics argue that his policies are more about profit than a genuine commitment to sustainability, undermining public trust. There are fears that his business interests may conflict with the public good, casting doubt on his ability to lead effectively. In a tragic incident that has captured national attention, a drunk driver in Surrey struck and killed a child, prompting outrage over the perceived leniency in the treatment of offenders. This tragic event has reignited discussions about public safety and the efficacy of current laws regarding impaired driving. It has also fueled Poilievre's campaign promises to address issues surrounding crime and safety, resonating with citizens who are increasingly concerned about the rising crime rates in their communities. Poilievre's proposed Stop Scamming Seniors Act aims to enhance protections against fraud, including stricter penalties for scammers and banks. His commitment to lowering income taxes is framed as a way to alleviate the financial burden on hardworking Canadians, reinforcing his image as a candidate who prioritizes the needs of families and individuals. By presenting himself as a defender of the vulnerable, Poilievre is effectively tapping into the fears and frustrations of many voters, positioning his party as the solution to the problems facing Canadian families. Amid this backdrop of rising crime and economic uncertainty, the question remains, will Canadians recognize the importance of their vote in the upcoming elections? As Carney faces increasing scrutiny over his connections and policies, the electorate is left to ponder the implications of their choices. The Liberal Party's traditional base is showing signs of fragmentation, with many former supporters questioning the party's direction under Carney's leadership. In a recent interview, Poilievre's heartfelt sentiments about his daughter's condition showcased a relatable side. further endearing him to voters who seek authenticity in their leaders. This contrast with Carney's struggles highlights the evolving narrative of the election campaign. Poilievre's ability to connect on a personal level with voters may provide him with a significant edge as the campaign progresses. As Canadians prepare to head to the polls, the political climate is charged with tension, uncertainty, and the potential for significant change. With issues such as crime, economic stability, and governmental accountability at the forefront, voters are poised to make decisions that will shape the future of the nation. The upcoming elections will not only test the resilience of Carney's campaign, but also determine the direction Canada will take in addressing the pressing challenges of our time. In addition to the personal stories shaping the campaign narrative, broader economic indicators are also influencing voter sentiment. Many Canadians are feeling the pinch of inflation, with prices for everyday goods continuing to rise. This economic backdrop makes Carney's admission about the carbon tax all the more significant. Voters are likely to weigh the effectiveness of government policies against their personal financial realities. Furthermore, the political discourse is becoming increasingly polarized. Carney's admission has opened the door for a more aggressive conservative campaign that seeks to capitalize on his vulnerabilities. The Liberal Party's messaging will need to pivot quickly to regain control of the narrative and reassure voters that they have a viable plan for both economic recovery and environmental sustainability. As the election date approaches, the stakes are higher than ever. Carney must navigate not only the backlash from his carbon tax admission, but also the growing concerns about public safety, economic stability, and governmental integrity. The question remains whether he can pivot effectively in the face of mounting criticism and re-establish trust with the Canadian electorate. In this charged environment, Canadians are being called to engage critically with the issues at stake. The outcome of the election could redefine the political landscape, making it imperative for voters to consider not just the candidates' promises, but their track records and the potential implications of their policies. The upcoming elections are not merely a referendum on Carney's leadership, but a pivotal moment for Canada's future direction as a nation. In conclusion, the upcoming election presents a critical moment for all Canadians. The choices made at the ballot box will shape the country's future direction, and it is imperative that voters are equipped with the information they need to make informed decisions. As the political arena heats up, all eyes will be on Mark Carney and his ability to turn his campaign around amid growing adversity. Whether he can overcome these challenges and secure the trust of the electorate remains an open question, one that will be answered in the coming weeks as the election draws near. The actions taken by Carney and his team in these final days will be crucial in determining not only their electoral fate, but also the future trajectory of the Liberal Party in Canadian politics.